While many people have been being thrown off of committees in the House recently, Marjorie Greene is getting another subcommittee, and it's on something that she has done a lot of independent research on forums on the dark web, and she has spoken a lot about. It's about COVID and the government response to COVID. To remind you of her approach to the pandemic, this is a video that was taken in the middle of 2021 when she was being asked about people dying from COVID. Take a look at this.
Do you feel any responsibility for keeping people in Georgia safe? You know, there are children, skinny people who have died of the coronavirus. Do you feel any responsibility?
Tia, you crack me up. You know what? I think people's responsibility is their own.
I get that, like on a panel like today, it's me and it's Francesca, and she's a comedian, supposed to have fun and everything. I cannot tell you how much I despise that woman and everything that she stands for. That was one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen, and I've done countless thousands of hours of this sort of broadcasting. She was asked about her own constituents in her state dying of COVID in June of 2021, and she bust out laughing like she had just heard a really racist joke. She thought it was hilarious that people were dying, and a lot of people were dying. Of course, lots of people have died since then, but she's gonna be on the committee to investigate COVID, Francesca. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, no, when I saw that clip, the first word that came to my mind was vile. And I think that's the reaction that she causes in me. I mean, we've been covering COVID obviously since it began, and we're going on 3 years now. We're gonna hit the 3-year mark. Shy of 1 million people dying in this country. And this is someone who, she's laughing at her own joke about it. And now she's gonna, everything that she's been saying, right? All the things she's been saying about Fauci, it's only going to get worse. And she's gonna be on the political side, right? So random investigations, pulling him in front of, the committee, interrogating him. But what happens to Anthony Fauci in his life, right? How many more bodyguards is he gonna need to get? How many more death threats are going to be issued on his life? And that's just one guy in all of the many people that they're taking aim at. And let's just remember, this is a Congress that refuses to approve any more funding, not just for future pandemics, but the current COVID-19 vaccine and any kind of preparedness for its mutations. Like, there is no more money, to the point where Joe Biden, the president, is basically pulling the plug, and he's about to declare COVID-19 not an emergency anymore. That's gonna end very, very soon. And we're gonna move to these, annual flu shot like things, which there's no scientific evidence that those kinds of shots once a year will actually adequately prevent you from getting sick. And so they already won. They already won, and it's not enough because it's just not memeable enough for MTG.
Yeah, you know what, to that end, as we go to our break, I'm gonna remind you of a few of these memeable moments of Marjorie Greene when it came to COVID. We probably covered virtually every bit of this along the way, but it's very easy to forget how bad things have been. Here are a few things that she has said about COVID over time. She said that young boys shouldn't wear masks because they're emasculating. I don't know if she thinks masculating, that's the same thing. It's not, Marge, read a book. She said that a vaccine passport would be Biden's mark of the beast. She said it's fascism or communism, whatever you want to call it, but it's coming from private companies, so I have a term for that. I call it corporate communism, which is just about the dumbest term I've ever heard. And by the way, maybe it's fascism, maybe it's communism, but it's probably just one of those two things. I feel like they're different. Anyway, she said that having to wear a mask in Congress shows that Pelosi is mentally ill. She also said that having to prove that you were vaccinated is exactly the same type of abuse Jews experience being put on trains and taken to gas chambers in Nazi Germany. But again, Ilhan Omar's an anti-Semite. 3 weeks later, she said that if vaccines were provided door to door, it would be by medical brown shirts. In June of 2021, when she wasn't laughing about kids in Georgia dying of COVID, she called it a manufactured plague caused by a Chinese-made virus. In July of 2021, she said that COVID variants, including Delta, no one cares. Hundreds of thousands of families that lost people to those variants probably cared. Anyway, she joked about killing someone that would come to her door to provide vaccination. That was funny. She also said when in August of 2021 that COVID is spreading, but we're human. We can't live forever. We're gonna catch all kinds of diseases and illnesses and other viruses, which is just about as fatalistic a statement as I've ever heard from a representative of government, particularly one who's gonna be in charge of the government's oversight of COVID. But also, you'll notice that if something bad medically happens, what are you gonna do? Life is short. They don't apply that to like side effects of the vaccine, only the virus itself. Weird how that works out. Anyway, that's Marjorie Greene coming to a COVID panel near you.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.